Hello everyone, this is AgentRuss and welcome back to channel. In the last episode, we made items actually usable, but the QuickBar still only exists as gameplay data. In this episode, we are finally rendering it on screen. We will build a proper QuickBar HUD that reads from the QuickBar component, inventory component, and item database. That means the UI will stay completely separate from game logic while still reflecting the real game state. This is the kind of layering that makes an engine scalable. Let's go to item database file. We want QuickBar slots to show something more visual than raw item IDs. Inside here, let's say iconText and let's set this to $. And inside the portion, we can say iconText is HP. And finally, for the gem, we can say iconText is GM. We are adding a tiny bit of UI-friendly metadata to the item database. This is still data-driven design. The QuickBar will simply read whatever the item definition provides. Now let's go to QuickBar file. Inside here, we're gonna say this.selectedIndex, and we will set this to 0. And let's make a comment here as well. Say 0 equals slot 1, and it's gonna be future ready for selection logic. Right now, slot 1 is the only active QuickBar slot, so it is selected by default. We are adding selectedIndex now because it's the correct place to store the UI gameplay state for future episodes. Next, we are going to create a new system file. Under the system folder, we are going to create this file, and we will call this file QuickBarUISystem.js. This file will import system, query, player control, QuickBar, inventory, and item database. Next, we can go ahead and create the class by typing export class QuickBarUISystem extends system constructor super. Then we can say this._wired equals false, this._root equals null, this._slot else equals empty, this._last signature equals empty. After the constructor, we can create the update function. Inside the update function, we can say if it's not this.wired, this._create HUD, this._wired equals true. After this if statement, we're going to say constant players equals query dot entities with world, player controlled, QuickBar, and inventory. If players dot length truly 0, return. Constant player equals player 0, constant QuickBar equals world.getComponent, player, QuickBar, constant inventory equals world.getComponent, player, inventory, constant slot item IDs equals, we'll have QuickBar.slot1, QuickBar.slot2, QuickBar.slot3, and QuickBar.slot4. Next, we will say constant selectedIndex equals number dot is integer QuickBar dot selectedIndex. Then we'll say question mark QuickBar dot selectedIndex if not 0. Next, we need to build a signature, so we only update DOM when needed. So let's make a comment here, say build a tiny signature, so we only update DOM when needed. For that, we will say constant signature equals slot items IDs dot map. It will have item ID and I will have the arrow. Then inside here, we will say constant count equals item ID question mark inventory dot items item ID or 0 if not 0. And this needs to be item ID. And we'll also put another parenthesis here and another one. And inside here, we're going to say constant selected equals selectedIndex truly I question mark 1 if not 0. And then we can return, let's say $, item ID question marks empty. And then we'll say $, count. And then we'll have another $, and say selected. And right at the end, we can say dot join, and we'll put this. And after this, we're going to say if signature is this dot underscore last signature, return this dot underscore last signature equals signature. And now we'll have the for loop here. We're going to say for let I equals 0. I is less than 4. I plus plus. Constant item ID equals slot item IDs. We'll pass the I. Constant slot equals this dot underscore slot else. I will pass the I. Constant definition equals item ID question mark item database. I'll pass the item ID. If not, null. Constant count equals item ID question mark inventory dot items. I'll pass the item ID or 0. And if not, it's 0. Then we can say slot dot root dot class list dot toggle. I'll say selected, and then we'll pass the selected index and say is I slot dot root dot class list dot toggle empty, and in here we're gonna say not item ID. After that we can say slot dot key dot text content equals, and we're gonna say $sign I plus 1. After this we will say if definition slot dot icon dot text content equals definition dot icon text or definition dot name dot character at 0 dot to uppercase slot dot name dot text content equals definition dot name slot dot count dot text content equals count greater than 0 question mark, and in here we'll say x $sign and count, if not empty, else slot dot icon dot text content equals empty slot dot name dot text content equals empty slot dot count dot text content equals empty. Next we can create the create HUD. So right under here we're gonna say underscore create HUD. Let HUD equals document dot get element by ID QuickBar HUD. If it's not HUD, HUD equals document dot create element. We'll create a div HUD dot ID equals QuickBar HUD. Document dot body dot append child. I'll pass the HUD. This dot underscore root equals HUD. After that we need a for loop. We'll say for let I equals 0. I is less than 4. I plus plus. Constant root equals document dot create element. We'll have a div root dot class name equals quick slot. Constant key equals document dot create element. Create another div key dot class name equals quick slot key. Constant icon equals document dot create element icon dot class name equals quick slot icon. Constant name equals document dot create element name dot class name equals quick slot name. Constant count equals document dot create element count dot class name equals quick slot count. After this we can append the child, so we'll say root dot append child. First one will be key root dot append child icon root dot append child name root dot append child count, and then finally we're going to say HUD dot append child. We'll pass the root, and after this we're going to say this dot underscore slot else dot push. We'll push the root key icon name and the count. So this system is UI only. It does not change inventory, it does not use items, and it does not touch gameplay rules. It just reads the player's QuickBar and inventory state, then renders the result. Notice we also cache a small signature string, so we only update the DOM when something actually changes. That keeps the system efficient while staying easy to understand. Next, we will go to style.css. Right at the bottom, we are going to add the settings for the QuickBar. So I'm going to go ahead and add them. And these are the settings for the QuickBar HUD. Next, we have the settings for quick slot. After that, we have the settings for quick slot.selected, quick slot empty, quick slot key, quick slot icon, and quick slot name. And finally, we have the quick slot count. The QuickBar is DOM overlay, not part of the three.js canvas. That's completely fine for HUD elements like this. And it keeps the GPU focused on rendering the 3D world. Next, we need to register the new UI system in main.js. Inside the main.js, we are going to import QuickBarUISystem. After that, we can scroll down. Right under here, we can say world.addSystem new QuickBarUISystem. QuickBar system can live with the rest of our UI systems. It doesn't matter much where it runs because it only reads state and updates DOM. Now let's go ahead and save it. Let's make the game screen bigger. As you can see, we have the QuickBar appears at the bottom center. Slot 1 shows the portion, slots 2 to 4 show empty, and slot 1 is highlighted as selected. Now let's go ahead and test it. I'm going to reduce my health. So our health is currently at 50. I'm going to press 1 to use the health potion. It should decrease the stack count in the QuickBar automatically. Alright, let's go ahead and press 1. The health increased to 75. Inventory log says -1 health potion, and now total number is 2. And as you can see in the QuickBar, the count now says ×2. And if we press 1 again, it now says ×1. We can reduce our health again and press 1. Health will increase to 85. Inventory log will say -1 health potion, and now we have total 0. And there is no count number in the QuickBar. And after this, since we don't have any more potions, we can press the 1 as much as we want and nothing will happen. We can go ahead and collect another health potion. So I'll pick up the health potion by pressing E. Inventory log will say +1 health potion, and now we have total 1. And QuickBar will say ×1. And we can press 1 to use that health potion. The health increases. -1 health potion used. And there is no more health potion left on our QuickBar. And that's episode 24. We now have a visible QuickBar UI driven by real gameplay state. It reads from the QuickBar component, the inventory component, and the item database, but it does not directly control any gameplay logic. That separation is important because it means our UI stays lightweight while the engine remains modular underneath. In the next episode, we will keep building on this by creating a proper inventory panel with item descriptions, so the player can inspect what they are carrying instead of only seeing QuickBar slots. If this was helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm AgentRuss. See you next time.